My 22F mental health problems are driving my boyfriend, 23M, into the arms of other women and I don't know what to do. I have been dating my boyfriend for 4 years. He is the love of my life, but he has slept with 3 other women since the start of our relationship. The first time was right at the start of our relationship. The most recent time was last year on the night of my 21st birthday. He disappeared on the morning of my birthday. He then rolled in at 4 AM the next day, blind drunk and stinking of perfume. He didn't deny cheating on me, but he lied about the person involved. He told me it was a random girl, but I recently found out it was one of his work colleagues, and it was the second time he'd slept with her. Each time he has cheated on me he has begged for my forgiveness, and I have taken him back. Since the start of our relationship I have been on several different prescriptions as I struggle with panic attacks and anxiety. He says that my anxiety is incredibly stressful for him, and he finds it a turn off and that is why he sleeps with other women. My boyfriend is my best friend, I love him and I know that he loves me too, but surely if my mental health is impacting him this badly we shouldn't be together. I'm really lost and unsure as to what to do. I just want the boy I fell in love with back. Please, please, help me. TL, doctor, my boyfriend is sleeping with other women because of my anxiety and I don't know what to do. I have generalized anxiety disorder and my husband doesn't sleep with other women. WTF, he is totally gaslighting you. This is not a you problem, it's a him problem 100%. Bruh. Leave him. He belongs to the streets. He's using you as a doormat. Girl, please. Your boyfriend is cheating because he wants to cheat. Your anxiety/panic has zero to do with it, I promise. It's just something he's using to abuse you. I never thought I'd be one of those people on Reddit who jumped to say break up with someone, but, at the least, this is definitely a red flag and a great indicator that you may be in an abusive relationship. Your boyfriend does not love you. Your boyfriend is sleeping with other women because he's an asshole, not because of you. Should I call this boy's 17M parents because he won't leave my sister 14F alone? Preface this by saying I'm in my mid-20s. My sister doesn't have a good relationship with our parents. I'm on good terms with both her and our parents. Our parents aren't exactly people that can handle things level-headedly. That's why I'm negativing this situation by myself. The guy and my sister know each other for 3 months. They met in a video game and they go to the same high school. They've been dating for a month now. I know him too, played video games with him for a while but I dropped him. He has no friends, is actually hated by people who used to know him, and he raised so many red flags. I'm absolutely not okay with him anywhere near my sister. Every time my sister is home by herself he drives over to hang out. He also drives her around in his car. With only 1 year of driving experience under his belt, I saw him drive onto the median divider once. His parents got in a car accident recently, luckily no one's hurt, and my mum called to check in on them. They straight up said to her, don't come visit because we don't want to catch COVID. That's what we've been telling their son all this time, but it doesn't stop him from sneaking to our house, in a pandemic, and without a mask? I was really close with my sister, but ever since they became friends, he kept telling her I hate him, said it's because I don't reply his messages fast enough. He told her friends hate him too. So now she doesn't talk to me or her friends anymore. She lied to me many times regarding him. She would say she's going out to meet her friends, or she's going to the store alone. But I knew she's going to see him because I can see his location on Snapchat. I can see every time he comes to our house when no one else is home. Long story short, couple days ago they broke up. Then he drove over to talk to her and just won't leave until she spoke to him. I insisted to be part of the conversation. He ended up talking to me, and the conversation changed direction to why their relationship is inappropriate. I made sure he understood that someone in grade 12 dating a 9th grader is weird, and the amount of effort he put in to befriend her was creepy and seemed predatory. And if he tries anything further I will report him. In our state my sister is a minor and he's not, and there's no close of age exemption option. But they both said it's only 2 years, it's not that bad. My sister's turning 15 very soon. He actually argued that because he hasn't forced her to do anything, he's not dangerous. And he said that social constructs are not always correct. For example, gay marriage used to be socially unacceptable, but it is okay now. He also said he doesn't see my sister as someone underage, he just sees her as a person. I lost my shit after hearing what he said and dragged his ass till he admitted he was out of line and he will stop dating my sister. But he said he still wants to be friends with her. And my sister wants the same thing, so she won't block him. She has contacted his ex-chfes and friends, and she knows what they all say about him, but she still thinks he's a good person. I'm pretty sure he guilt-tripped her into staying, because she showed me his messages before they broke up, so apparently the last 3 months meant nothing to you. I just want you to be happy. I never ask anything of you, now you want to leave me. Can't believe you would think that of me. You don't even think I'm a good person anymore. You're right, I'm just a fuck up, I can't do anything right, stuff like that. And just last night I saw them playing games together. She's not logged on her account to avoid a talking from me. I did some general detective work, and I knew it's her using her friend's account to play with him, because he's duo queuing with this person he's not close with. And the Peron is on a character he never plays but my sister plays often. The cherry on top is I can see the person was currently in a match in a different game. I'm pretty sure pressed too hard for her to break up when she was on the fence about it and he talked her out of it. So she's actively hiding from me now. Not sure whose idea of the account swap it was. The secrecy is really making me worried. I'm too sleepy, I'm rambling too much. At this point I'm so worried for my sister. I don't trust the guy to be around her. How bad is it if I try my very hardest to make him stop being friends with her? I don't think he's gonna stay just friends with her. Frankly, I don't even think that's possible for him. I'm considering calling his parents and tell them all the stuff he did and said. And should I let the school know too? Too long didn't read. 12th grader chasing after my 9th grade sister. He showed so many red flags and I'm really worried for her safety and well-being. How far should I go to intervene? What you can do in this situation for your sister is to be there if she needs someone to talk to and listen. This sounds like this is her first big relationship, so everything is new and intense. Here is a tip: don't trash talk the guy to her, because you are forcing her to defend him and point out all the things she used to like about him and most likely making her second guess her decisions about who he is. She is in 9th grade and dude is going to be graduating, so their relationship has a timer on it. Only involve your parents if you think she is in real danger from abuse. The guy sounds immature as hell and is setting up the story about how misunderstood he is, and you are following his script by trying to separate them. Romeo and Juliet syndrome. Point things out to her on what makes a healthy relationship and let her notice that is not what she has. Like partners respecting boundaries when people ask for space. My mom used this technique to get me out of an abusive relationship in high school and it works wonders. Don't judge, ask questions without demanding answers from her. Plant some ideas and let his behavior speak for itself. You should, however, tell his parents if he's coming over anymore, because that's a measurable health risk. I doubt your sister is the first person he's harassed and manipulated. If his parents were able or willing to intervene, they likely would have done so before now. You're going to have to suck it up and talk to your sister, really talk to her, without bad-mouthing this guy. You may be old enough to see his manipulations for what they are, but she is not, and she will not appreciate being talked down to like she's a child out of her depth, even though she is. The goal is to gauge what she is feeling, and prompt her to think about whether or not she is actually happy associating with this guy, or if she's only continuing to talk to him out of guilt or fear. Remind her that you support her and you will never judge her, because there's nothing to judge here. She's 14 and inexperienced, and you want her to know that she can come to you if she feels scared or uncomfortable. You're not her parent, you won't punish her or yell at her. You just want to make sure she feels safe, loved, and respected. Anyone who tells her that adult relationships don't or shouldn't include those things does not have her best interests at heart. He is having her lie to you in order to do what he wants. That is predatory behavior. I don't think his parents particularly care, since he has so much freedom, and since he alienates everyone he meets. I am deeply concerned that he may become violent. She is only 14. Go ahead and report it to the authorities, and tell them everything you told us. Note for context, I am speaking as a, now disabled, therapist for troubled and violent teenagers, those who are 1 or 2 steps away from going to the hospital or jail. I am extremely concerned about what he might do next. Okay, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but who do I report him to? School counselor? Cops? I actually don't know, haha. So far I don't have hard evidence that he did anything sexual with a minor. My sister said they've discussed sex, but she won't give me the screenshots. Also, how should I navigate my relationship with my sister if I do report him? So far what I can picture for that future is unsalvageable. Her relationship with me will become the same as her with our parents. Boyfriend, 25M, has weird relationship with his sister, makes me, 23F, uncomfortable. So I've been in a relationship for about 7 to 8 months with this guy, and I notice he is very touchy with family members. He randomly tickles his cousin, F23, or pokes her. He randomly starts jumping/humping his brother's wife, F26. And today he randomly hugged his sister, F30, from behind for a good minute while rubbing her arms. It made me super uncomfortable. I addressed my concerns and he justifies it by saying they don't think it's weird. They don't say anything to me, but it's like super bizarre to me. I told him, what if your cousin's boyfriend started randomly tickling me constantly and poking me and touching me without my consent? Would that bother you? And he said yes, so I don't get it. Am I being too insecure and weird for it making me uncomfortable? Even if it's family members? He's just really touchy with girls in his family. Help. Too long didn't read. My boyfriend is really touchy with his family members and it makes me uncomfortable. The humping part is so weird. TBH, I even get upset if my husband takes some fries from his brother's wife's plate because I feel like you shouldn't do that outside of the two of you. Makes me wonder why his brother didn't say anything about your BF humping his wife. The brother's wife thing is extremely weird and disrespectful. Humping, and his brother hasn't knocked his ass out. The cousin and sister thing don't sound weird, and I think your insecurities about him being clearly disrespectful towards you and your relationship with your brother's wife is making you think he's into incest or something. Make boundaries. Tell him he cannot hump women. That is the most insane thing I have ever heard, and I would have left him the first time he did that to his sill. Don't let him gaslight you. Honestly, this would be a make or break for me. I recommend you find someone that doesn't think sexually harassing his sill is normal. The sister and cousin thing is pretty normal. I wouldn't read too much into that part. If my so told me not to hug my sister or be affectionate with my family members, I'd look at them like they had 3 heads. Sill thing is inappropriate. There is nothing sexual about hugging your sister from behind or tickling your cousin. Humping? That's a different story. Yeah, that's what I think as well. For me it's more like he's the only one who even acts like that towards anyone. I thought it was a family thing, but he's the only one who's super touchy. And sometimes I hear his cousin say stop and he laughs it off. Me being a woman, I know that would make me uncomfortable. It sounds weird. I have many women in my family and would never hug from behind or hump any of them, but my wife. Tickling and poking are weird too. Do other men in his family act this way, or is it just him? Only him.